Deadheads, a supplementary podcast.
Hello and welcome to this episode of Deadheads, the supplementary podcast to the main podcast, Dead Air. My name is Chris Costello and I'm joined by our three actual Deadheads. Guys, please introduce yourselves in any order. Go ahead.
Hello everyone, I'm Emil. I'm the resident A24 horror fanboy.
Yes, hello. Hi, I'm Anthony. I'm the casual horror fan. Hello.
Bullshit.
Hi guys, I'm Franny and I'm I used to be much more niche, but I just watch anything I can find nowadays. But I still love
the sexy nuns.
Yeah.
Sexy nuns.
Erotica.
Yes. Horror erotica. Go friend.
Horror erotica.
We support.
Well, super support. Okay, well, it's so much fun having you guys on. It's been a minute. It's been a while since we've done this, and so surprisingly, it's weird because 2022 has been really great to horror fans, and we should have been doing this more often,
Regularly.
Excellent
honestly,
year.
yeah, this is really in the three. Oh my God, we're hitting 3 years of Dead Air. This is easily the best year, I think.
Agree.
For horror.
Yes, agree.
For the quality and the amount of horror films that came out.
True.
It's been quite excellent, and we should have been talking about this more. So it's been too long, but I'm super duper excited to talk about the three films that you guys have chosen for this episode. I have a lot to say about all three, and I'm sure you guys have a lot to say about all three. So yeah, let's just jump into it. Should we do an eeny miny mo to see who goes first, or does anyone want to volunteer? Wow, that's a long pause there. Should I just assign someone?
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
Let's do it. Okay, so I love all three of these films, but one film that really kind of blew my mind, I really want to let's just kick off the episode with. Anthony, let's talk about Terrifier. Terrifier 2.
All right.
Nice.
Okay. Yes. So, Terrifier 2 actually wasn't. People weren't expecting the movie to come out big because as we've watched the first film, it was a sleazy slasher movie.
Super.
Yeah, didn't have that much. Yeah, didn't have that much plot. Didn't have that much promotion. I guess there was little promotion, and the budget was very minuscule. So people weren't really expecting that film to come out big. And then I believe the second film was crowdfunded, so they had bigger budgets. And then which went to all practical effects. Mm-hmm. So, and then I think the backstory of the film was that this was originally another film by Damien Leone, although the whole plot for that film was crap. But the only concept that he got from the first film was the lead character, the angel thing, the angel costume. So that's where he got the character into Terrifier 2. So, to start with, I think the story wasn't really that much of, something that should be talked about. It's Art the Clown's resurrection and then wreaking havoc. The first scene was really good. If you're a fan of slasher films, then this is really a must for you. The kills are really awesome. And then there's spoiler alert. There's one really particular scene that I really love. I think that was when he eviscerated and mutilated one of the lead character's friends in her bedroom.
In a bedroom. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. And then should I start with the plot or
Actually,
should I go direct?
let's go to the plot. But right before that, any of you two have the others seen Terrifier 2, Emil or Franny?
Yeah.
Not me, sorry.
Oh,
It's so funny because I watched Terrifier 1 first when I heard that 2 was coming out. And right now, I'm actually watching through it. I'm at the very first scenes and I'm enjoying
today.
so far.
Okay. Yeah,
just right now, yeah.
Right now.
Right now, it's like in my other tab.
really?
I actually, so I had not even heard, it's so weird. I had not even heard of Terrifier, the movie, until the press of Terrifier 2. And then I got so into the press of Terrifier 2 because like they really hyped up. Now it's crowdfunded. It's super, back to basics horror. No CGI. And then there's like the next coming of the final girl. And so I was like super into the hype. And then I watched the first film. I was super disgusted by the first film, by the way. It's so much. Like,
Yeah, it was
it is
very dirty.
too much. It's too much. Like it's I can't even recommend the first film to anyone.
Too
I
much
can't.
meaning too extreme.
It's too extreme.
Gore.
It's too extreme.
Yeah,
Wow.
too
I
extreme.
loved it so much.
Wow, now that has my attention.
The kills are very
It's-
I
graphic.
like extreme.
It has one of the worst kills I've ever seen, ever.
The one straight down.
Yes, yes. And so that's how I got into it. Like I watched the movie, I recognized how innovative the filmmaking is. It's really parang, it's like si Damien Leone parang, it's like a force of nature. It's just like, no, I'm just gonna give you everything that I want to do. And then you just decide like if you want to be blown away by it or if you're just gonna hate it. I'm a mixture of both. I love it and I hate it, but I cannot deny how incredible he is as a filmmaker and what he did. And so that's my impression of Terrifier, the first one. So Anthony, why don't you give us a primer on what the Terrifier franchise is about?
Oh, okay. Well, it is about Art the Clown. I think some horror fans are switching sides from Pennywise to Art the Clown as their favorite clown after watching Terrifier 2. Because I think what sets him apart from Pennywise, that Pennywise was just more of a tormentor, while while Art the Clown was really the real deal. He slaughters everything in his path.
Wow.
And he's unapologetic. He's unforgiving. He talks less. He hasn't really talked in any of the films. So
My
which
favorite
makes
part
it really
about him
scary.
is he's a mime. Like he's so scary because
Yes,
he
doesn't talk.
doesn't
he
talk.
mimes everything.
That grin of his. It's
That
scary.
grin. Yeah.
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 And another fact. I think there was another film released before Terrifier. I've watched that film. It's All Hallows Night.
All House. I
was-
haven't seen that.
It's not an origin story though, but that was the first film that had Art the Clown. It didn't have really any connection with the other films, but it did feature as a clown. So that was his first film, and then Terrifier, and then this. Well, the Terrifier did not have a female lead. I think that's one of the mistakes that Terrifier 2 tried to repair. Terrifier did not really have a female lead. I think the female lead went insane on the first, at the end of the film. And then Terrifier 2 actually repaired some of the mistakes that the first film had, like the final girl with Sienna. And then the film was excessively long for a slasher film. It was like over 2 hours long.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys, this is probably the first time that you'll be watching a slasher film that's more than 2 hours. It's even longer than Scream. And okay. So the plot, I think it's very simple. He was resurrected from the dead by some unknown entity. And then he has this little girl in a clown costume and a clown makeup, which that girl looks really scary too, which was actually one of his first victims. I forgot the name of the girl. It's the Pale Girl something. I think it's called the Pale Girl. And then, he just wreaks havoc. And then Sienna, the lead character, after 1 year later from the first scene, Sienna actually with her brother were preparing for Halloween, and then her brother, younger brother, wanted to dress up as Art the Clown. And then Sienna was actually preparing for an angel costume, a battle angel costume, I believe that's the correct term. And then that's how they got into Art the Clown. Art the Clown actually was in their city at that time, killing random strangers along the way. And then that's how he got stumbled into Sienna and her brother, Jonathan. I think Jonathan was the name of their brother. And then the kills were really good. The kills are very brutal. Their spoiler alert, their mom was killed in a very explosive way.
Yeah.
Her head got exploded in a very graphic way. Probably one of the best head explosion kills recently. The kills are really good. You can tell that most of the budget went into the practical effects.
Yeah.
And probably my downs for the movie is that I wished for for a higher kill count for more than 2 hours. I was hoping for a carnage from Art the Clown, probably like slaughtering all partygoers or something. Yeah, I was expecting that scene, but well,
Sure.
they actually went for more of storytelling about that twist in Sienna's character. I don't want to tell about that because that probably I might spoil the whole movie.
Yeah.
Very big spoiler, but I think Damien Leone stated that Sienna will be the final girl for his next movies. So if you want to, yes, he confirmed that. So that actually might spoil everything if I tell that.
Ooh,
you have to watch the movie.
Okay, did not know that.
So you really have guys watch the movie. Yeah, he's already confirmed.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. This movie, you started off what you were saying, parang saying that Terrifier 2 kind of tried to fix the mistakes of Terrifier, the first film. I totally 100% agree with that. Terrifier, the first film. So basically, Terrifier is about this clown. His name is Art the Clown. You have no backstory.
Art the Clown.
He just appears and he's a force of nature, and then he just kills everyone like in his path. He's super sadistic, and he does every kill with like extreme sadism. What I feel about it, what I really appreciate about his kills are, they're not sexual in nature. Because you can be a slasher, and then you can really be exploitative, and then you can exploit, like a low budget B movie can really, you can turn a slasher into
like those old films.
Yeah, like
exploitation.
Very sexploitation. This is not it. This is like, this dude does not give a fuck. Like, he will kill men, he will kill women, there's full on male
children
dick nudity, like there's like full on female nudity. Like, he does not discriminate. Like it's not like there's zero, like sexual violence. I feel, well, I don't know. No, there is sexual violence, but it's not targeted towards women. It's just targeted towards human beings. So it's like very equal.
Everyone.
It's everyone. Like, he does not.
He does not discriminate.
Yeah, he does not discriminate. So it's. I appreciate that about it. Because so it like kind of elevates the B slasher movie, low budget film, and it corrects, And so going back to your original point, Terrifier 2 really corrects a lot of the mistakes of the first movie. The first movie, I feel like there was really there's just no hope. Parang there's zero hope. Like, there's just like, there's no hope in this world. No, there's nothing. It's all
you're just gonna die.
No. This movie, there is like, it really, the flavor of someone fighting back from that force of nature, adds so much.
Yes.
Yeah. So I love this movie. Like, it was such a great experience for me. Discovering it. I cannot recommend this movie to a lot of people, but to those who I feel I can recommend it. I think they will really, really enjoy it. So yeah,
Yes.
totally agree
I'm
with
sold
with
on
you.
it. I want to watch it.
Yeah, I totally agree with Anthony's take on this. Yeah, super recommended. Franny, I think you will enjoy it. It is so fucked up. It is fucked up beyond belief.
Yeah. I like fucked up.
It's
The kills are
Yeah.
very graphic. I love the kills.
I am enjoying
It's
it.
very
so
creative.
far.
Yeah, and then like there's no CGI.
Looking
Well, no,
forward.
there's like very minimal. There's no
Yeah,
CGI.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
all the effects are like super cheesy almost to a point. But everything
Old
is
school
like
effects.
everything like there's practical effects of heads being squashed and limbs being cut off and people being cut in half, and it's so true to 80s B movie slasher
Nice slashers. Yeah.
without
And there's even cannibalism there. So
it's so
Nice.
I love it so much, and
Extremes talaga.
it's super extreme. Yeah. Anyway, super. I love that you chose this, Anthony. This is definitely in my top 10. It's in my top 5 for sure of this year.
Wow.
Yeah. Terrifier 2. Highly recommend.
awesome. Highly
Emil,
recommended. Yeah. If
before
you're
we
into
jump-
slasher films,
right?
yes.
Yeah. If you're into slasher films, yeah. Okay, Emil,
Definitely.
as someone who has seen Terrifier 1, what's your take of Terrifier 1 before we jump to your film?
Yeah, Terrifier 1. I'd like to repeat what was mentioned already, that it was like bleak. It's just like a film where you just watch Art the Clown kill people, and there wasn't really any sort of story that keeps you hanging on. And then now watching through Terrifier 2, I'm just an hour in. I can see where you mean that Terrifier 2 has fixed certain things about the first film, and I see how it has improved. And I see there's a story also here. The kills are better, and Art the Clown is just even more terrifying. So yeah, I'm currently enjoying it, and I can't wait to finish the film.
Awesome. Yeah, I think you'll really enjoy it. And follow all the actors on Twitter. They're very active on Twitter, and they're
They're very active.
they're
on
very
Twitter.
responsive to fans. So it's really cool.
Wow.
And Damien Leone is a hardcore fucked up guy. Very talented director, but there's something wrong with him. Okay.
Wow. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Has my attention talaga.
Yeah.
Yeah, we truly welcome Art the Clown in the gallery of slasher
Villains.
villains.
Yes. 100%. Yes. After this, for sure. Okay. Emil, what movie have you brought for us today?
Yes, I'm very excited to talk about this because number one, the director is one of my favorite modern horror directors. And number two, it's a very unique film in a sense that it surprised me. I thought I was coming into this film with predictions and expectations that I could easily have guessed, but it still blew my mind in the end. And this film is Jordan Peele's Nope.
No.
Nice. Has everyone seen this film?
I have. Yes.
Okay,
yes,
everyone.
yes.
Okay, cool. Emil, give us a very, very super quick premise.
Okay, so we have a family of horse wranglers, the Haywoods, and basically they just train and kind of sell horses for films in Hollywood. And the stars of this film are actually the siblings, the Haywood siblings, which is OJ, played by Daniel Kaluuya, and Emerald, played by Keke Palmer, which, by the way, they are really, really awesome in this film. And they suddenly, during this time, they sort of encounter, I don't want to spoil a lot, but they encounter something, I guess, extraterrestrial or something, basically an unidentified aerial phenomenon.
Sure.
And this the siblings try to just survive and find a way to survive and to control, or maybe even just get to the end of the day in encountering this unidentified aerial phenomenon. So yeah.
Nice. Okay, all three of you
Alright.
guys, thumbs up or thumbs down for Nope, because this is a very divisive film.
Yeah. I give it a thumbs up.
Up.
Anthony?
I've had mixed thoughts about the film, but it's more of
Sure.
a thumbs up because it's totally different from what you were expecting initially.
Mhm.
I guess my letdown for the movie is that I was expecting a true horror film, but I guess it's
Yes.
more of a sci-fi than horror. It's more
Yeah.
sci-fi
Yeah.
than horror.
It's
Yeah.
more sci yeah,
But
definitely. Yeah.
I love the way that I love the way that it breaks your expectations. You know, you're expecting for something and then finding out
Subversive.
that it wasn't. Yep.
Nice. Okay. So yeah, super divisive film. I personally really, really love this film. And I also really love Jordan Peele's log line for the film, which is what if this spoiler territory, guys. What if the spaceship from Close Encounters of the Third Kind was actually the shark from Jaws?
Yeah.
That's his log line for the film, and I was like, okay. And I found that out after I saw the movie because, to be honest, I was confused after seeing it the first time, and I really had to digest everything because it's you're right, Anthony. It's not straightforward. You really have to be like, what are the themes in this film? What's he talking about? But Emil, since this is your choice. Tell me about it. What do you like about it?
Okay, so first off, I guess we are entering spoiler territory. I like how there are comparisons with the way the siblings were interacting with the creature, and Steven Yeun's character's arc. His name is Ricky, and what happened was that throughout the film, scenes from Ricky's past is always being shown when he was a child actor. And during this show, there was Gordy, a chimpanzee, who suddenly got out of control and wreaked havoc all over the set. And this, I guess, became sort of like a traumatic memory for Ricky. And this drove Ricky to find a way to also interact with this flying creature that we are introduced to. So this first theme is all about trying to control something that you cannot control. And these two characters, the Haywood siblings and Ricky, they have different ways of confronting a creature, and you can see really what the outcome is because of how they treat such a creature. A second theme that I really like about this is the idea of spectacle. Everything about the film is just one spectacle. We have the siblings trying to get a picture or a video of this creature so that they can get rich, because as black horse wranglers, they were not given any opportunity at all. And even they even talked about how their great grandfather, I think, was the first ever, I guess you could say, actor in a film, but no one really knows or cares about it. And then we have Ricky again, who's trying to make the entire creature a spectacle, and it turns out that it backfires on him and ends up being eaten by this creature. And we also have the TMZ reporter who just does everything he can to capture this creature as well, even ends up dying just for this. So I think the entire film, Jordan Peele was trying to say that sometimes our people nowadays, we're too obsessed with getting the right spectacle of things that we just don't end up thinking anymore, or we just don't see the dangers of it anymore. And I like how Jordan Peele put those two themes together in a way that surprised me a lot, because when they finally revealed that the spaceship was not a spaceship but the actual creature, I was like mind blown. It was one of the most memorable things I've watched this year in terms of sci-fi horror films.
Nice. Franny, what do you think of this? Because you said you really enjoyed this film.
Yeah, it was mostly a thumbs up for me. I feel like the film was symbolizing the exploitation also of like creatures in Hollywood movies, like the stunt animals, like the themes on Gordy the chimp and the horses being filmed. Like I don't know if it's too much of a far reach, but I feel like it's dealing with the abuse that animals get in being filmed, or like the lengths that filmmakers will go to exploit animals and actors on camera, because as they were trying to capture the alien, it was like all obsessively how to capture it on film also. So
Yeah.
parang I feel like that's what the movie was trying to say. And it's about the animals like rebelling, or like what Emil was also saying, like you can't really control something just for your selfish purposes of like putting it in a movie, or like, you know what I mean, parang
Yeah, makes sense.
animal cruelty or something. I feel like there were a lot of themes about that, parang cautionary fable
Yeah.
for Nope. That's my take. I liked it.
Awesome.
And Anthony, what do you think? Since you're the mid, you're the
yeah.
mid. You're still thumbs up, but you're
Yeah, I think I need to rewatch the film. But yeah, I think Jordan Peele is trying to send a message to all his viewers and haters alike. I think for me, the one thing that really caught with the film probably is curiosity killed the cat. So I guess that's the message that the film is trying to convey. And yeah, it's the danger. I think Emil explained it about the spectacles, the themes about spectacle, and yeah, it's like the animals are taking revenge on the people that have mistreated them in the form of the alien, of course.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's somehow poetic to me. The whole theme of the movie. I think the alien was more of just a metaphor for something else that Jordan Peele is trying to convey to its viewers. It's I think for those who are not really into those types of movies, you really need to rewatch the film to go around,
Yes.
probably just to get the whole concept of the movie. Because I've only watched it once, so I didn't. And I didn't get it. So I will probably rewatch a film just to get the
Have you guys
message.
seen? No. Have you guys read? Jake Paul's take on the movie? Because
Not yet.
No.
do you know the guy Jake Paul, influencer, whatever? Anyway, he went
YouTuber?
viral.
No
Yeah,
way.
he went viral because he posted about Nope, saying that like all the themes, like there's nothing, connecting. There's no straightforward story. It's ridiculous. It was a waste of film. Yeah. So anyway,
He bashed it basically.
he basically bashed it, saying that Jordan Peele introduced so many things, did not follow up on anything, and then nothing came full circle, because that's how a straightforward story kind of does. You set things up in the beginning, you follow it up in the middle, and then you come back at the very end to kind of loop it up. And parang he's saying that nothing happened. But what is Gordy? Like he doesn't have, like he has no factor in the story. What is the alien? Like why does he exist? Like it doesn't.
Yeah.
There's no like, it doesn't loop back, and it doesn't forward. And then a lot of people really pushed back, saying that it's yeah, exactly that. It does not follow an actual story structure, straightforward story structure. A lot of these things, but they're vignettes that happen, and they kind of represent everything. So this is my uneducated reading of the film. I cannot corroborate. That this is the one, but this is really my takeaway. Because there's just so many things that kind of reinforce it. There's Gordy, the chimp, who is taken outside of his home, being forced to perform on TV. There are horses being taken from their home, being broken, and then being there to display, to perform for people. And then there's that whole metaphor at the beginning of the very first person on screen was a black horse wrangler. So and then like with this knowledge, and then just knowing that Jordan
Symbols.
Peele is really about
Symbols.
he's really about injustice and societal injustice, and
Yeah.
fighting for black rights.
marginalized.
Yeah, exactly. And so my reading of this is really like, it's you cannot just break someone. You cannot break a monkey. You cannot break a horse. They keep repeating that they're breaking the horse. They're breaking the horse. You can't break a monkey, put him somewhere, and then expect him to be perfect. He will rebel at some point.
Yeah.
You cannot break a horse, and then put them in another environment. And then this alien ship, the Jaws ship, is basically trying to take a new species and take them somewhere else. So like humans are taking animals, taking them somewhere else. Like white people are taking black people from Africa, putting them somewhere else. This metaphor of the alien taking humans and then literally chewing them up and spitting them out. Parang that's my reading it. Chewing them up, chewing them up, and then spitting them out. Like that's it. Like it's really about breaking someone's will, and you can't just expect them to not fight back.
Yeah.
Like Gordy fights back, horses fight back. And humans will fight back. You're fucking trying to take me, I will fight back.
Yeah.
So parang that is kind of my reading. I'm sure it's not it, but that's my takeaway. Like trying to break
that's
someone.
great.
And So like for me, my best, like I really watch it thinking this is not really a horror film, but that scene of yung 10-minute scene of the spaceship raining blood over the house.
Yeah.
That's super badass. Like that's what I mean by like chewing them up and spitting them out. Like the spaceship chewed up everyone he took from that town and spat them out onto the house. And that's one of the most horrific scenes I've seen this year, for sure.
I would like to add when they were like just the scenes
Being
where they were just
sucked up.
inside the tube.
It's fucking scary.
It's like
it seems so...
it is screaming.
Yeah.
The
And
claustrophobia.
the
Like, you feel like you're really in it.
that was such an effective scene. Parang, I really love that. And parang,
I think.
Yeah, go ahead, Anthony.
Sorry, I think that scene kind of reminded me of one scene in War of the Worlds.
Yes, exactly. Yes, Spielberg's War of the Worlds. Yes. Yeah, he has a scene very,
How
very
it
similar.
really feels to be abducted.
Yeah, very similar scene. Yeah, so ako, I really I really enjoyed Nope, especially for the fact that I always know that Jordan Peele is trying to say something else. It's never straightforward. And I really think that's what horror should be always. You just can't, you have to talk about society. It always has to be a reflection of society. And, at the beginning, I used to really criticize people saying, wow, Jordan Peele is the greatest new horror director ever. But that they have a point. He is horror in its roots. It always should reflect the horrors of society. And he always does that. And I think it's great. And I love this movie. So yeah.
Excellent. Thank you for coming to Chris's TED Talk.
Sorry. This is really about you guys. I don't know why I always talk so much. I'm so sorry.
No, but it's great. That a film like that can gather so many interpretations.
So many
reading.
Yeah, and that's what I love about movies. Like we all come up with our own interpretations. Like nothing is set, It's what's your takeaway? Parang ganun. Wow, leading into that's a great segue because Franny's choice of movie
What can you get out of it?
is what the fuck. This is a difficult film. This is a difficult film.
There's a lot to discuss
So
about
let's
the movie.
jump to that. Franny,
Okay.
what's your choice?
Okay, so Speak No Evil is a Danish film by a Danish director. So it's pretty much a cautionary tale for parents or people in general not to trust people that they meet in a
Travelers.
vacation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's quite the slow burn movie, but it really sucks you in. So the plot is about a Danish couple on vacation in Italy. They meet a Dutch couple. So this Danish couple, a man and his wife with their young daughter, meet a Dutch couple with a young son who is apparently mute. They later discover that have you guys seen the film?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. So they later discover that the Dutch couple's son has no tongue, and they explain that it was a birth defect. So he doesn't speak, and he's a little bit like antisocial because of it. He's a little bit he seems a bit like a disturbed child. So the two families hit it off while they're on vacation, and the Dutch couple invites the Danish family to vacation with them again, like spend the weekend in their like cabin in the woods or something. So since everything seems like fun and exciting, they, after much deliberation, they decide to meet their new friends and go through with the weekend holiday. So as movies like this happen, with like meeting your new friends and like getting acquainted with them in a vacation, things start to go out of hand. Things start to go awry, and it's very subtle at first, which is like the magic of this movie. It's like very reminiscent of those politeness horror movies that we've been subjected to lately, like, you know, The Invitation or like Funny Games. Like everything is just so polite and you're just so stifled. While the two families are together in the cabin of the Dutch family, there are like microaggressions that start to happen. There's a lot of passive aggressive arguments, and they are disturbing enough to unnerve the viewer, but also make you not sure if you're just like jumping to conclusions, or if you're just like, it's like gaslighting you into wondering if it's like it gaslights the audience into questioning whether this is okay, or is it like a boundary that we should be having that should not be okay. So certain things start happening that make the Danish family want to abort the vacation. Something makes them want to leave, and then before they can actually leave, like they get reeled back in. And then basically that's the entire movie for the first 2/3 until it comes to a head and a very, very shocking twist, which leads to a very, very, very shocking climax and a very, very depressing ending. So for the sake of whoever's listening to this who hasn't seen it, because I really want as much people to see this.
To share with your misery.
Know that coming into the
to
film.
share in our misery. Yeah, it's like
Be
pure
prepared.
torture. Yes. But at the same time, it's one of those movies that's best seen without having a single idea about what you're gonna go through.
Yes.
Because it's best enjoyed that way because of all the shocking scenes that are about to ensue. So yun, I highly recommend this movie because it is literally going to shock even a seasoned horror fan.
Yeah.
I am pretty sure is going to be shocked by the very oppressive third act of this movie, because it deals with children. So it's quite traumatic in that way.
Super.
And it deals a lot with like feeling helpless because you're hoping for some kind of survival instinct on the part of the parents, or like the fight or flight instinct for the good guys to survive or like at least put up a fight.
Mhm.
So in that sense, this is like pure terror. It's not just horror, but it's really terror to see how the movie unfolds towards the end. So like it's one of my top movies for the year because it's like really terrifying and really makes you feel so helpless.
Yeah, absolutely. Totally agree. Parang I think, especially for people like you and me, Franny, being parents, this is a fucking terrifying movie. It's terrifying for parents, for sure. Pero ako, when watching this film, like first two, like the first 2/3 of the movie, I was like, so is the horror just
Cringe,
cringe
yeah.
horror? Is it cringe horror? Because it's so cringe, super
Kasi may
cringe.
elements pa nga of black comedy, di ba?
Boy, you're like, oh my god,
But
this is
not
so fucking
really.
cringe.
Yeah.
Like, and then the gaslighting starts like midway, and then you're like, oh my god, what is happening? And then the last 15 minutes happen, and then you're like, yeah, that was a fucking horror film. Yeah, that was fucking horrific. Yeah.
Yeah, horrific.
Yeah, that was fucking horrific. Yeah, so such a different movie, so different. What
Yeah.
did you guys think, Emil and Anthony?
I think what I really like about the movie is that it surprises you on the latter half.
Yeah.
Parang it slowly picks up the pace during the earlier parts and then shocks you in the finale. I wasn't really expecting that scene, that scene in particular where
I think none of us were, right? Like even the twist.
yeah. Although I was expecting it for them to be something more supernatural, but being them just plain humans makes it more disturbing. No, so they're just
Because they're
fucking
so authentic.
humans.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
like
So
the fact that it's a
fucking-
crime.
Yeah, it is a crime,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which makes it way disturbing. I guess siguro, I guess there are some decisions on the film that were kind of questionable. Siguro, maybe it's because of our culture as Filipinos. We tend to be more street smart compared to other
Yes, yeah,
cultures.
more
Yeah, because
like,
you would
not
never
trusting, right?
fucking stay in that house. Like, no,
Agree, yeah.
you would
Who would
leave
agree to do that, right?
immediately.
At the first sign, right? At the
Yeah.
first sign of
Fuck
weirdness.
this, dude. Like,
Wala sa
They-
delikadeza.
Yeah.
They did already actually, but then
They
they,
already
came
tried,
back.
Yeah.
They came back.
Because of pure stupidity.
Yeah.
But I guess it's probably with their culture siguro na mas mas welcoming, mas they're not as wary as us Filipinos when we sense something isn't right. So I kind of get the overall sense of the film. But yeah, this is very fucked up. Probably my top 5, one of my top 5, because it's very divisive in horror communities. Some would say that they were not good in making decisions, but I totally understand them not making good decisions because it's probably part of their culture siguro. With Europeans, or I don't know.
And
But yeah,
believable naman yung execution. How they did it in the
Yes.
movie. It was very believable. Yeah.
justifiable. And that scene, siguro, I wasn't really expecting that scene,
They're not-
last
they're not.
part when they were, yeah,
And then
I don't
parang
know.
Can I add
the
one-
hopelessness of like not fighting.
Yeah,
Like,
the
I don't know.
hopelessness.
Like, it's so difficult to watch.
Yeah, it was. And then the twist for the kid, that was very disturbing as well, especially if,
Yeah.
if you have a family and then you're watching the film,
Yeah.
it makes you,
Mhm.
it makes you think about your kids and all. Kasi, what if this happens to me? What if this happens to me? What would I do? Yeah, but it's very disturbing. I really like the touch of the film. It's very minimalistic lang eh. The setting was just there.
Yeah.
They were
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
in around.
Simple.
And the screaming scene, that's probably one of my favorite parts as well.
Which
When
one? Which
the
one
two
is the
guys.
Oh yeah. Oh
When
yeah.
they were
yeah,
bonding,
yeah,
the
yeah,
male-
yeah.
the male bonding.
Yeah, sure.
Their therapy session, quote and unquote, where they were screaming at each other. That was
That
very
was-
disturbing.
That was basically the villainous dad grooming eh.
Yes.
Parang they
Yeah,
were
it's
totally
grooming. Yeah,
grooming the entire
exactly.
family eh.
Yeah.
It's like abuse talaga eh.
I love that scene. It's very disturbing and funny at the same time. But yeah, it's a mix of both. So that was one of my favorite scenes.
Can I add 2 things lang?
Yes, please.
Like with when Anthony mentions the screaming thing, like the villain grooming the other dad, it kind of has that disturbing quality of this similar to this documentary I saw about where a child was also being molested by another family, and the predator was also seducing the parents, like even the dad. And there was an element where the Danish dad was kind of idolizing the machismo of the Dutch dad.
Yeah.
So it kind of felt like there was a homoerotic thing even because he was idolizing him. So it was like they were definitely seducing them, right?
100%.
In a very inappropriate way.
Super.
And then
like he kind of even went against his wife. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. And the other thing that was like one of the scariest foreshadowing signs now was when they had to leave their daughter with the fucking babysitter who was a full-grown man. Wasn't that like so scary
that was so
already?
fucking
It was
scary. Like I would have
super
never.
red flag, right?
I would never have
like
done
what
that.
the fuck,
like,
right?
Sorry, like never.
Yeah.
Terrifying movie. Like all these three movies you guys have chosen, terrifying in very different ways. We've got a slasher, we've got a fucking sci-fi alien stuff, and we've got like authentic, like this could have happened.
Psychological horror.
This could have happened like 2 blocks away, kind of horror.
Yeah.
Yes.
So super, like really great range of choices this episode, guys. So yeah, like for me, all three of these films. That's why again, number one, I said 2022 best year in horror in recent recent years for sure. These three are definitely in my top 10. Might be in my top 5. I'm not sure, but like yeah, all three are stellar choices, guys, for different reasons. So yeah, super great choices. Thanks for this.
Yeah, no problem. It's just too bad that there are so many more.
So
Yeah,
horror
so many more
films
to
that
see.
we really want to talk about.
But
still.
really great choices for this episode, guys.
Yes.
That was fun. Any last words for you on your films or on the other choices? We'll start with you. Let's go in the order we started. Anthony.
Okay. Well, I guess it's more of us picking the right choice for the film. Horror is very divisive in the first place. Whether you're more of a slasher, straightforward fan, or you're more of an A24, you're into elevated horror. Elevated horror. It's still a matter of how you enjoy watching it. I think that's what matters most. You just need to enjoy the whole experience. Whether you're watching something that's not your touch or something that's not your cup of tea, it's more important that you're enjoying your viewing experience. That's all for me.
Nice, Emil.
Yeah. I guess what our choices for the horror films this episode are trying to say is that there are many kinds of horror. There are many things that can scare us, and it's all a matter of just going deep to understand what is it that scares us and how we can address it. Is it like a clown? Is it a creature we can't control, or is it strangers? And that's I guess why we love horror so much, because we're able to address these issues. So I'm excited and I'm glad about all these horror films in 2022, and I can't wait for the rest.
Nice. Okay, Franny, take us away. Your final thoughts.
I was like going back and forth on which movies to choose, because it's true this year has been so exciting in terms of selection of horror films, and I'm so excited to discuss more that I've seen in recent days also, like The Menu, like I totally recommend it to you guys. And Pearl, like I was so like
Pearl.
on the fence on which to choose, whether it was this movie or Pearl. But since basta this movie was so powerful to me, so it had to be discussed also. So like what Emil said, like I'm super excited also for what else I still haven't seen. I'm so excited to see those other movies. So there.
Awesome. Thank you everyone. That was I think this is easily my favorite episode, Deadheads.
Wow.
Based on the choices.
Thank you as well.
Based on the choices so far. And also like how we really got into all three movies. I think we really had great motivations for why we liked everything. Super enjoyed that discussion, guys. Thank you for being on as
Same.
usual.
Enjoyable.
Same.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Hope to see you for
Thank you.
next episode. Yeah, and that's it. I'll see you soon.
Yeah. See
Okay.
you.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Suck the little hole.